Greetings, my lovely cats. As you all can see, this is a report of me getting gangbanged by one of the strongest players in the game. I think Cora, I think that's her name or his name. I'm not sure if he's a female or a male. He's one of the strongest players in the game. I would assume maybe he's the second or the third strongest players in the game. I'm thinking CTs is probably the top player, max strongest player right now. So what I'm going to show you, or the argument that I'm going to talk about today, is very interesting, and it's actually a rule in which I'm following, and I'm struggling less than anyone else who's not doing the same. At the same time, I'm maintaining so much strength, and I'm enjoying the game to the maximum, really, because I was stuck into doing one thing and I did not change it, and I don't plan to change it in the future. As you can see, I did not really have much troops, and those troops which I'm having is mixed between T1, T5 and T7. Even though I have been attacked by a 710k with a mixed little bit of troops, 710k troops, 5 marshes of this enormous Kraken. It's a Kraken, it's 330 million player, by the way. I still did super well compared to what anyone else would have done. I mean, yes, this is a monster player, as you guys can see. Look at the stats. 840 attack, 1,000 might. Okay, so I'm gonna show you, and I'm gonna start and argue with you about this. Okay, what is the argument is about having one marsh, one improved troop type, or having 4 troop types. Okay, and I'm gonna speak about every aspect from the start of the game until basically right now, in which we have reached. If you guys remember, the only thing you actually needed in this game to be really strong, like really strong, is T7 and heroes. This is what we have been used to do in most of the games. Now let's talk about the T7. Since the T7 is basically the major point, the major milestone in which you become really powerful if we are talking about the early game. I'm not gonna talk about the rest of the features, I'm just gonna explain to you why it is way much better to go for a single marsh other than going for a multiple of marshes. And this is basically the startup reason. So once you unlock the T7, here is what exactly happens. If we assume, let's just assume with a basic calculation, okay? If it's take like 150 days all the way to unlock the T7, and this is an assumation, okay? This is just, we are assuming if it's gonna only take 150 days to unlock the T7, this means to unlock everything else is gonna be at similar range, right? This might, even if it's a little bit less cost since you have unlocked most of the stuff. But again, if I'm going to, for the say I only unlocked archers since I was playing Mulan, and then I decided to like cavalry, pikemen, swordmen, all of these are going to cost me shitload of money, shitload of resources. It used to really cost so much resources. I have technology that I did not even touch until now, which again costs a lot of speed ups. I mean, guys, take a look at this, for example. For me, if I wanted to play pikeman or swordman, to go from 3 to 5, 3 to 4 alone is 30 days. So guess how much it's going to be to unlock every single marsh? And we're only talking about the early stage. I'm gonna shock you with further results on the future. Not in the future, actually, in this video. But let's go step by step. Okay. When did I actually unlock the remaining T7s? I did not unlock the T7s until later, maybe this year. I only unlocked the rest early this year, and I will explain to you why I did that. So when there was no other features that has been introduced, and whenever I used to buy bundles with the special offers and stuff, they used to give me speed ups. It used to give all of us speed ups, and since I'm not actually using the speed ups on anything, because I don't really build a crazy army, I was saving my speed ups until the point which I have reached. Guess which point? The point of facilities and research. When the facilities unlocked and research, the research itself, it was fucking crazy. The Institute of Research itself, it was crazy, like really crazy. Which costs like what? Shitload. And again, the mercenary itself. When the mercenary system came, it was another thing that is actually crazy when it comes to upgrading the technology. You have here stage 1 and you have stage 2. Guys, if you just paid attention at my progress, I have three that has not been touched at all. And the first node here is 23 days. This is just the fucking first node here. If we took those 5, how many days are we talking? How many years of speed ups are we talking about if I decided to make a multiple of marches? Okay. Some people are saying it's gonna be boring, it's gonna be hard. No, bro. Spending money is the hard part. Spending your hard-earned money is the fucking hard part. When you spend so much money and you have nothing to show off, it becomes even more depressing. I'm gonna show you my results of this hard working. Again, if you just tell anybody, hey, this player, look at his power. Do you expect me to have 140 heroes? No, no fucking no. No way. But I proved to you that this is the right way to play. Assuming you are a mid-tier spender, because after a year, of course I'm using discount, I used some Empire coins, I had videos that I made some Empire coins into my VIP. You can see for yourself that the total amount of spending in here is equivalent to 10 million Empire coin. It's a lot of money, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money, but the progress I have made is enormous compared to anyone else who have been at the same level. I can literally beat the shit out of them without any issues at all. I'm going to show you. Okay, so let's continue the talk about the university itself and why did I only choose one march. By the way, what I am doing could potentially work with almost any good march, any broken hero, like Cyrus, for example, like King Arthur. If you are a swordman, this could have actually worked with anybody, with any of those. Okay, see, for now here, for example, I finished up all of these technologies only when it felt like convenience to me, because I had so much speed ups, and then I decided to upgrade all of those. Then the amount of stuff I have gotten from here is 20 attack, 20 defense, and 10 HP. This is actually the most valuable thing that you are going to get from here. But again, all I'm saying is I finished all of those later on, once I had so much speed ups because of the bundles and stuff. Not that I tried and started investing in all of those. So basically, even until today, as you can see, some of my technologies has not even been upgraded, has not been even touched. Swordman 3, Swordman 4, Swordman 5, all of this bullshit. I have saved a lot of money by not upgrading it. Now another thing in here, when we go into the mercenaries, which is the biggest proof of everything I'm saying. When you hire mercenaries itself, it costs you money. It doesn't really cost you much to pick, but the cost increases every single time you try to unlock something. Here, if I click at the facility, for example, in here, the first mercenary camp, as you guys can see, we have here. Every single time I'm trying to actually unlock something, it's going to cost me money. So by sticking into 1 or 2 maximum, you save up money. Again, even we are going to talk about these points, there are things that you can actually skip from here. For example, here you have Hall of Wisdom, Hero Strategy. Since you are required to upgrade everything into 5 anyway, you can leave this away and never touch it again and save all of these technique points for forever. You don't even have to use them. And stick into your Hero's Might, all attributes, and Hero's Armor, which is again a way for you to save stuff. Let's leave this one for later, okay? So here, mercenary camp into technologies. This is the biggest proof why you shouldn't go for everything. We were forced to reach 70%. I have made a video about this, how much it actually costed. And guess what? You are forced to reach 70%, which means whether I like it or not, I had to spend amount of speed ups, which is completely worthless. I did not really have any other option. But hey, I made the bare minimum to reach 70% in order for me to go for the stage 2. And guess what? Stage 2 costed shitload of money. Shitload of money and shitload of resources. But I ended up paying 3 times less than anyone else who would have multiple of marshes. Okay? I know my target. I know what I'm supposed to do. Every single node of those are going to increase the power. This is 600k per node. 600k. That's alone a technology of 3 million power. So that's another 3 million power. This is another 3 million power. That's another 3 million power. Not even counting the stage 1, which is another maybe 300 each million power for each one of those. Which I have avoided all of that. Maintained the low power, which could potentially work as a trap. Because people, when they fight you, when they see the 8 million power, they didn't really fucking... they wouldn't know. They would just attack you. Which like they are going to be impressed by your dedication and sticking into one marsh. People might say, hey, but one fucking marsh is really bad idea. Because you know what? Counters and bullshit and stuff. Let me tell you something. If you have invested on a single marsh only, everything, you are going to destroy almost everyone. Unless you find a Kraken. And guess what? In a game such as Age of Empires, there are maybe 20 Krakens in the whole game. 20 Krakens. I don't think there is more than 20 Krakens in this whole game. If you find a smart whale who's doing the same as you, this is where you are going to lose. And only if there's a whale that is actually following the same advice or the same path you're doing and investing on your own counter. Now this actually shines more and becomes more and more clear every single time the game releases an update. Let's take the last update, for example, which is huge. Like, I'm not joking if I told you to get everything perfect, even if $50,000 is not going to be enough. So imagine you are in this situation. Since I'm cavalry, I can literally most likely upgrade only cavalry and call it a day. While everyone else, they have to max every single shit out. Even if I decided to progress further to get more additional stuff here for the deduction of the cavalry from pikeman or something, if I wanted to go crazy, I will still have to push until this stage, which is halfway. I don't really have to go and upgrade all of this bullshit, which is most likely going to cost me so much shit. I am only limited by this, even though it's going to cost me, yes, a lot of money. It's going to cost me to upgrade all of those. But to get all of these early upgrades, I don't really need to do anything. I can get a free 15 attack, I can get free 15 cavalry, and then I can get more health for my cavalry. Call it a day for some time until maybe later on in the future when they release something nice, then I will be able to upgrade all unit attack and even maybe max out the cavalry damage, etc. and stop at halfway without the need of going crazy and upgrading everything else. But now you are as a whale. Where is the fuck are you going to upgrade? Which one of these are you going to upgrade? You have 4 marshes, you have to maintain your Kraken power or your whale power. Now you have to upgrade all of these marshes for all of these stats, which is going to cost you additional money. Tell me how this does not make a person crazy. This is not my only problem in this whole features or upgrades. This one, the workshop, which is complete RNG. Now, tell me, I would like to know, I would like to love, and really like really seriously love to hear your feedback on this. You have, let's assume you are only equipping one of each, okay, on every single hero, which is I think not gonna be true, because I think it's gonna be a sword and shield, like a sword and shield later when they introduce the second slot, which is most likely what I believe that is going to happen, since it doesn't really make sense to put a shield without sword. Now I think both of these are going to be equipped in the mod, but let's assume it's only one for now. So you tell me, which one of these are you going to upgrade, and which one of these effects are you looking for? If you are going to build 4 marshes, you need to get all the best skills if you really want to optimize. And hey, they decided to put the chance in here. You see, guys, now they put the chance in here finally, and single 1% chance for you to get it. Everything else, like this one, resistant thunder, it's 12%, which means every single time you do this 10 times, one of these are going to pop up, and those 2 are only going to be a 1% only. So if you are looking for a crazy build or something, good fucking luck to adjust and optimize your 4 marshes. It's never gonna fucking happen. Not only that, let's go back to the mount breeding system. If we click at the mount management here as an example, remember that you need 3 mounts for every single marsh. This is not the problem, because mounts are really not that hard to get at least 1 good skill on every single mount. But the fucking hardest part is progressing through this. Even if you are lucky to the point that you are able to win the lottery and get 3 good traits. 2 good traits, man. Doesn't need to be 2 good traits. In every single mount to optimize this, it's unrealistic progress, unrealistic achievement, which again makes me think that sticking into a single marsh is the way to go. Really, it is the way to go. It costs much less money, gonna give you way much better feeling about yourself, and really you are going to progress further than what you could imagine. Now, let's go for some PvP and show you how is the progress. Now, you guys know I am literally an 80 million power. Now, let's show you the progress of how strong one marsh that is focused versus multiple of marshes facing different tier of players. We have a whale. This whale is max technology. Obviously, I'm not gonna test below that, or at least closer to that. You guys can see there are multiple rings that they have tested and multiple of builds, and this is one of the results. As you can see here, for example, this is the result. Here's my single marsh, which has 150k, versus 4 marshes, and I managed to score 400 kills on his 4 marshes. By any means, this guy is absolutely not weak. Okay, his rings, level 140. Another here. 50 ring, he has 50 ring, 40 ring, and another 20 ring, 140. At the same time, here's another one, another of his marshes, 40 ring, 23, 30, decent equipment, and another here. His flow bow is not terrible too, 140 red mythic gems and everything. And all of that with my single focused marsh. A single focused marsh. I have tried my best to develop as much as possible. My rings, yes, are max. One of them is 40. It could have gone to 50, but it's not really worth it. The amount of money is just fucking crazy. And the stats and buffs is, look, it is not even, it's not that far apart. Yes, I do have extra health, because again, I'm focused more on the stats that belongs to my Lobo only. So obviously I will have more health and better stats. I think overall, yeah, I do think that stats overall mine is better. But you guys can see, here is the result. Yeah, and guess what? Like, holy freaking cow, like, guys. There are still rings. So imagine you are required to build all of your rings for every single marsh. This is alone is crazy. This is stupidly crazy, which I don't advise you with, guys. Stick to your single marsh and actually be happy about it. Keep investing with a single marsh all the way. Yeah, if you were afraid of getting zeroed or something, I have a good news for you. Remember, there are some people who are saying you need to assign multiple of garrison leaders because you are training multiple of troop types, right? You are training a pikeman, you are training horse and swordman, etc. So some people try to split their castle guards, heroes, by adding one swordman, one cavalry, one archer, or whatever the fucking pikeman. But guess what? That is not really. That is absolutely not the case in here. It is. You're gonna end up really getting destroyed by stronger krakens. So I really don't advise you at all to do that. I'm trying to see if I do have any of my favorite rewards. Do I have here? Okay. So again, when it comes to rallies, I think this might be one of the reports that we have for the rallies. Yeah, look at this, guys. Okay, look at this. This is my performance in rally, and I have so many good players with me. Like, take a look at those. I'm the second player in here when it comes to scoring kills, and this is in a rally. Okay, I want you to pay attention to the amount of troops I am using here. I am using 259k, which is barely 2 marshes, by the way. Not only that, I think I did not even have enough troops to fill my marsh. Like 140k here, and some of the T1 here is the same, I believe. So not yeah. Look at this too. I had like almost 100k T7, and the rest is like T1 and T5. And still, overall in the damage, I did 2.737 million kills. Okay, the guy on the top of me is doing the similar tactic by focusing in a single marsh. I think, yes, he has. This is his best marsh. But again, look how many. He is actually a decent player too. But what I'm trying to tell you here is a single marsh performance is gonna outperform every shit in the fucking game, no matter which kind of marsh are you using. If this marsh is a meta marsh or once was a meta, like King Arthur, for example, is very fucking decent. Cyrus or Lobo, for example, maybe in the future if they are releasing something decent, some archers or something. But again, guys, as you can see, my 250 did 2.37. Even the best guy here, 700k, which is like how much? Almost 3 times my troops, and not even more than half of the damage dealt. Just 2 refills, not even full T7 in here. The rest they had to fill like 1 million troops, 1.3 and stuff to perform as, but not even close like half of this. And this is all because I was focusing on a single fucking marsh only.
In a city full of chaos and a tangled web of streets lives a furry feline king, the coolest cat you'll ever meet. He's got muscles like a lion, strut that's straight and mean, with a swagger and a purr that makes the ladies scream. He's Catzilla, the beast of the block. When he rolls up, the whole dress rocks. He's got that charm, yeah, he's got that flair. Every girl in town's got their eyes on his hair. Catzilla, he's a sexy beast, feline royalty, the one that they feast. All the chicks they're chasing can't resist his charm. Catzilla's got 'em lined up, all vying for his arm. He's a big-time hunter, never misses a beat. With dazzling green eyes, he's got the ladies on their feet.